The American dream was simple. One job, one house, two kids, a retirement. In 2026, that dream is a luxury asset. If you make $100,000 a year and still feel like you're drowning, you're not middle class. You're a high-income renter. You're renting your car, your software, your entertainment. Some of you are renting the furniture in your apartment. The top 1% now owns more wealth than the entire middle class combined. Not the bottom 20%, the entire middle. Every family who thought they made it outweighed by a group small enough to fill one NFL stadium. So what happened? If people are struggling, why are they still buying $1,200 phones and signing 84-month loans on $80,000 trucks? This is the luxury paradox. When the big dreams become mathematically impossible, and they have, something breaks psychologically. You stop saving for the house you'll never afford. You stop planning for the retirement that keeps moving. And you start buying small things instead. The $6 coffee, the new phone, the subscription boxes. It's not stupidity, it's a grief response. When the ceiling is too high, humans stop looking up. They grab what's in arm's reach. Micro-luxuries, small dopamine hits that simulate progress without actual upward mobility. The iPhone isn't a status symbol anymore, it's a coping mechanism, and corporations built entire industries around selling you the feeling of middle class without the financial foundation of one. The old middle class was built on equity. You bought a house, it appreciated. You stayed loyal to a company, you got a pension. Every move built toward ownership. That's gone. The new middle class is built on access. You don't own your music, your car, your software, your home. You pay monthly for the privilege of accessing a life that previous generations simply owned. This isn't accidental. Subscription models are the most profitable model ever invented. Recurring revenue, trapped customers, and you can never actually leave because you'd lose everything you've been paying for. You didn't build equity, you built dependency.
And nowhere is that more obvious than the place you sleep at night, your home.
The starter home used to be the first rung. Nothing glamorous, but it was yours. It built equity. It was the entry point. Institutional investors identified that entry point and turned it into a product. They've bought hundreds of thousands of single-family homes. In some markets, they own 25 to 30% of available housing stock. They're not buying to live, they're buying to rent, back to the same people who would have purchased, at maximum extraction rates, with annual increases baked into the model. That 28-year-old with $18,000 in savings is competing against a private equity firm with a 10-year investment horizon and a legal team. They lose every time. Eventually, they stop trying. They sign the lease, join the permanent rent loop, pay someone else's mortgage forever. Meanwhile, the headline reads, "Housing market sees record demand," as if they're choosing this. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. A middle class with assets is dangerous. They have options. They can quit. They can wait. They can say no. Economic independence creates political independence, and that's a problem for people who depend on your compliance. A dependent class is more valuable. They take whatever work is available. They can't afford to organize or wait. They need the paycheck too badly. So the goal was never destruction. It was conversion. Take a class built on ownership and restructure it into a class built on obligation. The middle class didn't disappear by accident. It was harvested, the equity extracted, the assets consolidated, the dream repriced, then sold back to you in monthly installments. Every rent payment, every subscription, every lease, you are funding the system that made ownership impossible. That's not misfortune, that's the model.